During the holiday season, we must take this time to remember to give, not just only to our family and friends, but also to our most vulnerable members of society. And the smallest of gestures can mean the most to families that are dealing with domestic violence. We have an opportunity during the holiday season to enrich our celebrations with an effort to shed light on a topic that often gets left in the shadows. There is an expression: one man's trash is another man's treasure. Do you know how meaningful it is to a family that is living in fear to have members of their community support their transition to safe housing by offering simple household items like gently used coffee makers, sheets, and cookware? The website hosted by Sunrise of Pasco County Incorporated displays a shelter needs list on their homepage that includes items frequently discarded by average families, such as old soccer balls, children's bicycles, and Tupperware. Every time we do a clean out of our homes, we can add to the wish list of items needed by vulnerable families. There are many options for giving during the holidays. Toys for Tots, for example, is a great organization that collects Christmas presents for children in need, and for those of us that make charitable donations to charities such as this, let's remember that we can also donate presents to domestic violence agencies. There are children in Pasco County currently living in a domestic violence safe house that would be eternally grateful to wake up on Christmas morning with presents as well. Dealing with the aftermath of fleeing an unsafe household can be softened with a happy Christmas. 'Tis the season for giving, and there is no more impactful way to make a difference in these vulnerable communities than supporting local domestic violence agencies. I'd like to highlight some of the work that is being done on behalf of survivors. The National Domestic Violence Resource Network works collaboratively to promote practices and strategies to improve our nation's response to domestic violence and make safety and justice not just a priority, but also a reality. DVRN member organizations ensure that victims of domestic violence, advocates, community based programs, educators, legal assistance providers, law enforcement, and court personnel, healthcare providers, policymakers, and government leaders at the local, state, tribal, and federal levels to have access to up to date information on best practices, policies, research, and victim resources. Let's talk about what is being done on the state level right here in Florida. The Florida Department of Children and Families Domestic Violence Division partners with community based organizations to ensure the safety of victims of domestic violence through a seamless system of services. And the program operated as the central clearinghouse for state and federal funding initiatives for the prevention and intervention of domestic violence. This means that we can feel safe donating to a local organization such as Sunrise of Pasco County, as they are backed by the state of Florida. If there is any question as to what monetary donations mean to survivors, I'd like to highlight the most important spending efforts of these local domestic violence agencies. Legal advocacy of survivors is of utmost importance when transitioning victims to safety. Sunrise of Pasco, for instance, assists survivors with injunctions, civil and criminal court hearings, and attorney referral. They can accompany victims to hearings and help file for relocation and compensation when appropriate. Sunrise and the legal team work closely with law enforcement, the state attorney's office, and judges to prevent future violence and promote safety. This is a crucial service, and any monetary donation helps with funding these skilled humanitarian services. We all know that domestic violence incidents have been recorded in all demographics. This public health and safety crisis is irrespective of race, sexual orientation, education, financial status, age, or any other grouping constraints. The best way for us to support our respective community and subcommunities is by recognizing the desperate needs of families of domestic violence victims and supporting their transition to safety. There is no limit to the impact of giving when it comes to these members of society. Every dollar, every basic human item such as clothing, hygiene, and food donations make a difference in the lives of victims and help to push this issue to light. Please do not forget about the children in these safe houses this holiday season and all year long. Thank you for your time and have a blessed holiday season.